today on 2+U Nevada.
So our primary function is to take care of people, and they're scared. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go.
The American Red Cross of Northern Nevada wants to make sure you're safe in your home. Did you know that smoke detectors expire? How to ensure yours are good to go.
Sarkes, Tarzian, and 2 News Nevada is responsible for getting everything you see on Channel 2 to your homes, to your digital devices. We are not necessarily responsible for all the content you see.
Plus, the difference between an affiliate and a network, and how decisions are made with the programming you watch.
So at 69, I decided, that's going to be me. I didn't want it to be me. And I just stumbled into a place to start.
And getting fit at any age. The inspiring story of Dr. Maria Christina Sheehan. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Welcome to the new year. We just got back from a winter break, so thank you for your patience and for tuning back in. Hope your holidays turned out fantastic. Okay, Washoe County parents, if you have yet to do so, stop what you're doing. Go to your kids' backpacks and check their lunch bags. If there's been food in there for the past couple of weeks, you're going to want this afternoon and evening to give those lunch bags a good soaking or Clorox wiping before school tomorrow. You're welcome. For older kids, you're going to want to stay tuned because the Daughters of the American Revolution has scholarship opportunities and deadlines are fast approaching. It is a fantastic show. Don't go anywhere. We are thrilled to have you joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, Kim Eason of the Red Cross of Northern Nevada. Kim, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So you have a pretty big title, a long one, and I already forgot it. So it's Community Disaster, really, what is it?
Community Disaster Program Manager.
So that's a pretty big deal because the American Red Cross of Northern Nevada covers quite a bit of acreage. So tell me what your role is.
So my role is to run the disaster program for preparedness, response, and recovery for the top 13 counties in Northern Nevada. So it's 12 counties plus Carson, makes that 13. And yeah, so we just make sure we're prepared. We do preparedness programs. We also make sure we're ready to respond. So if something larger happens, we go to house fires all the way up to as big as we get.
Yeah.
So that's my job, is to make sure that we are ready and able to go.
That is fascinating and fantastic. Thank you so much for what you do, because this is primarily volunteer work and community helping community, right?
Yes. Yeah. Red Cross overall says 90% volunteers. Our chapter probably pushes a lot higher than that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. We rely heavily on them.
That's so wonderful. So thank you to our community as volunteers as well. You obviously just came off a pretty big incident. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the apartment fire in Gardnerville. Talk to me about what a situation like that looks like when you have multiple families displaced, and what's your role?
So this one was interesting because it was really high winds and the fire was really, really hot. They actually had to evacuate a rather large area. So the initial call came in asking us to potentially shelter or to just, provide whatever support was there. And thankfully in Douglas County, we've got a great partner with the CERT team. So they were able to get an evacuation center opened. And so then we could assess to see if we needed a shelter or not. But it takes a long time, right? And people are displaced. So our primary function is to take care of people. And they're scared. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. And that's why we work with our government partners to open facilities like that. Like in this case, it was evacuation center at the community center. And people could come and they could stay there and wait for information and wait for the fire to stop, right? And so once the fire's out, then we can start to assess. And that's exactly what happened. We were able to work with our county partners and the fire department and get people back in to the units that were not destroyed. And then we step up and start taking care of people who have had in this case, it was all destroyed. But even if it's just a small fire, a lot of times we can walk people through different steps of like how to clean clothes, how to do small repairs. We can connect them with resources in the community. But in this case, it was completely destroyed. So we sit down and we talk to them. And the main thing that we provide, that our volunteers provide, is compassion, right? That is the number one piece. People are extremely scared when they've had a fire. And having somebody there who says, hey, I'm here for you, I care about you, is critical. And sometimes that's all they need. And others, they need a lot more. They may need some sort of assistance. We do immediate emergency needs, so we can help people with food and shelter and clothing for the first few days. And then from there, we help connect them with resources in the community. And that's part of our preparedness side, is making sure we identify those partners in our community in advance, so we're not trying to scramble and say we don't have something for them.
Right.
So it's a constant evergreen thing that we're doing. We're constantly looking for partners. We're constantly looking for volunteers. We're constantly making sure that we've got the word out that we're here and available.
You know, you just mentioned the being proactive and having programs as well, because I mean, when a disaster strikes, you never know it's going to happen, but at least you need to have some knowledge that there's smoke or flames coming your way. So that way, that early exit, you can save lives, save pets, you know, gather stuff immediately, you know, those immediate needs like medications and stuff. So you also have a program that you want folks to know about smoke detectors. So talk to me about that.
Well, our smoke detector program is led by volunteers, and we just, right now we do, somebody calls up and they ask us, hey, can you come check my smoke alarms? We do. We have our volunteer teams go out and they will install the smoke alarms. They will check them, and if they're not too old or they're not damaged, then we'll leave them. I mean, there's no point in replacing something that's not broken. But a lot of people don't know that smoke alarms, they are pretty much bad at 10 years. If your smoke alarm's older than 10 years, you need to replace it.
I had no idea.
Most people don't.
Yeah. Wow. Because you think you get that annoying battery beep when you least expect it at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that will happen.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
So you think that they're working because your battery is beeping at you, but really and truly after 10 years, they go bad.
Yeah, their effectiveness is so minimal after 10 years, it's not worth it. You just need to replace them. And we actually worked, we worked with the county to identify a neighborhood to help with, and we were doing a wildfire thing at that time, but we also did the smoke alarms. Mm-hmm. And when we were talking to them, they were doing everything they possibly could right, but they didn't realize their smoke alarms are 20 years old. Jeez. And I'm like, those are bad.
You know, I'm just thinking about this because our home, it was built in the 70s and we've lived in it 8 years and I haven't touched the smoke alarms.
Yep, got to check that date.
So I'll be calling you, right? Now that you're here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So how do people get in touch with you? How can people get the volunteers out and learn about the smoke alarms that they have in their house?
Well, because we have volunteers, what we do is we have a system where you call in to our number, and that is 775-954-1185. One day I will memorize that.
And we'll put it on the TV as well so people can see it down below.
Yeah, and just leave us a message, and then we have our volunteer lead will give a call back and schedule an appointment. Right now we have teams for Wednesday and Friday, which is extremely inconvenient for people who work. So we're looking for volunteers. So if there's people who are interested in helping with installing this, and this can be a group too, right? Lions Club, Kiwanis, something like that. They are always welcome to help us with that installation piece.
That's fantastic. And then outside of the smoke alarms, if people want to contact you because they want to be a volunteer, if they need some sort of help, how do they reach you?
So 1-800-RED CROSS is our main number for everything. You go call that number, you can push whatever button you need to get there, right? You can also, if you're ready to volunteer, go to redcross.org/volunteer, and that will get you started on the volunteer path, which I would love to have you.
We hope that people reach out to you. We hope that people volunteer with the Red Cross of Northern Nevada. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm very excited to have Mike Kendall here. He's the co-CEO of Sarkes Tarzian. That's the company that owns Channel 2, KTVN, 2 News Nevada, plus 2+U Nevada. And I am so excited to have you here this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
I am equally excited. Let me welcome you to the 2 News Nevada family. We are so excited to have you here. Couldn't think of a better person to host this new show, something that we are looking forward to being a new part of our exciting future in local programming. It's great to meet you.
It's so nice to meet
I've
you.
I've loved watching the show.
Yay!
It's been
All right,
great.
so enough blowing smoke. It is very rare to have a CEO of a media company sit down with a local broadcaster. So thank you very much. And I felt it was very important for us to sit down with you because many people don't know about affiliations or the difference between a station owner and an affiliation. So let's talk Sarkes Tarzian.
Okay.
And it's not CBS.
It is not CBS, and those relationships they can be a little complicated and complex, but the easiest way to think about it is 2 News Nevada, Sarkes Tarzian and 2 News Nevada is responsible for getting everything you see on Channel 2 to your homes, to your digital devices. We are not necessarily responsible for all the content you see. So when you're watching primetime programming at night, that comes from CBS. If you're a sports fan on Saturday or Sunday and your game's not on, you can call CBS and complain. But all those exciting football games.
I may have emailed the CEO that my husband had to watch his Chiefs game elsewhere.
That is not our responsibility. We can only carry what CBS furnishes us. But our bread and butter is the content that we bring to you during local news, programs like this. When there's bad weather breaking, we keep the community informed. And anytime there's a public safety issue, we can communicate with the community through our robust local newsroom. We're invested in doing all of that. So that content comes from us. Might be the easiest way to think about that affiliate relationship.
And let's talk television, because Sarkes Tarzian actually has television and radio. So let's stick with the television realm. We've seen the power of affiliates in these recent weeks.
Yeah.
And does a network listen to affiliates? Can you talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. And we listen to our viewers, and we can be a conduit for you if there's something that you don't like on CBS. Of course, we can't fix the NFL schedule, but you can certainly reach out to us and let us know of something that you may have seen on CBS that doesn't sit well with you, or let us know what you like. Local programming, we want to hear from you all the time. If you're out in the grocery store and run into Ariana or Ryan, stop them. They would love to say hello and let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. But we can certainly be a conduit to the network as well.
Because the network has an affiliate board, right? And
they do.
The affiliates then report to the network what the thought process is of their local community.
They do. And some of our executive level colleagues are also involved at the NAB level. That's the National Association of Broadcasters. So Pam Teague, who is our Chief Revenue Officer at our corporate headquarters, sits on the board there. And we also belong to the Independent Television Group, who have board members on the affiliate boards at all four of the major networks. So there are ways that we can influence the bigger networks.
Fantastic. Okay, with about 90 seconds left.
Okay.
And I know that you understand that. Tell me a little bit about Sarkes Tarzian, the namesake.
Oh, absolutely. Well, when I tell people I work for Sarkes Tarzian, they usually say, "What is Sarkes Tarzian?" And it's like the old Jeopardy, the wrong answer. It's not what is Sarkes Tarzian, it's who was Sarkes Tarzian. He was a person, and he was our founder. He emigrated from Turkish Armenia in the early 1900s, got his engineering degrees, and became quite an accomplished engineer. He was also a patriot. He developed something called the proximation fuse. This was a device that helped us in World War II and win the war against the Nazis in Europe. And then he created and developed and launched television stations. He launched the first 24/7 new television station in the state of Indiana, WTTV, and then launched some radio stations. And then in the early 80s, we acquired a couple of television stations, the CBS here in Reno, KTVN, and the NBC in Chattanooga, WRCB Channel 3 in Chattanooga. We're a small company, but we owe it all to Sarkes Tarzian. He was quite an American story.
People at home would not be watching TV or listening to FM radio if it weren't for Sarkes Tarzian.
He invented a lot of the components to television as we know it today, and even manufactured the parts in our corporate headquarters of Bloomington, Indiana.
Well, I thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks you.
For explaining the difference between affiliates and the networks. I think that's really a value for our friends at home.
I hope I did. And I'm so excited about this program because this has an interactive component. So this is going to be a program for the community. This is going to be a chance for us to showcase local businesses, local families, churches, nonprofits, and really play a role in the community. And you're going to lead the way. So
thank you, sir. Thank you. You are watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am so excited to have Jen Gurecki here joining us this afternoon. Now, Jen, you have your hands in so many different things in our community, and you are so well known. I didn't even know that you had started this nonprofit, Zawadisha, how many years ago?
Almost 15.
That is fantastic. So tell folks at home what Zawadisha is.
Zawadisha is a microlending organization that provides small loans to rural Kenyan women to help finance their livelihoods. We're based in Kenya with an all-Kenyan team, all-women team, all-Kenyan team, and we work really closely and intimately with our community to get essential household products to women and their families. So think like solar lamps instead of burning kerosene, water tanks instead of walking to wells, plastic chairs instead of sitting on dirt, right? So like we're really trying to radically improve the lives of women and their families immediately by getting them products that they're able to pay for over time because they would never be able to afford that on their own.
I absolutely love this. Now, you told me that you've gone to Kenya every single year for nearly 20 years except the year of COVID.
True.
And this year, your trip was cut short. Are you open to talking to folks about why?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer 2 days before I was supposed to go to Kenya. So things moved very quickly, and fortunately I was still able to go and do my work with the team there. But I started chemotherapy on the day after my 48th birthday, and I'm actively going through treatment right now.
And you are just a warrior, and I want to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
And say we are standing by you, just like you're standing by the women of Kenya. So what can folks do to help Zawadisha and these beautiful artisans?
Thank you. Yes. Well, our primary fundraising technique is actually the sale of these goods. These sisal baskets here are actually woven by the women in our community, but Zawadisha also sells a range of exceptionally crafted artisanal goods from across Africa. So people can find us at the Riverside Farmers Market every Sunday. We have an online shop that you can shop from, and then we also have a shop within a shop at Wild Market, which is an artisan collective on Wells Avenue at the roundabout. So you can shop there Wednesday through Sunday. And all the proceeds go to support our work in Kenya. And we just, one of my greatest joys is to be able to source these items and support the artisans and know that it's all going back to our community there.
That is so neat. Can you give us a story of one of the women that you have helped back in Kenya?
Yeah, there's a woman, Jane, who she's one of my favorite women to reconnect with every time I go back. So she has children, grandchildren as well. And what she's been able to do with her loans from Zawadisha, I was able to visit her home, and she has started a garden. And how important are gardens? They allow people to grow their own food. So she has water tanks that we were able to provide to her on credit that allows her to water fruit trees and vegetables. So she's able to help feed her family. But because she's able to grow so much, she has things to sell at the market. So that's where the loans have helped. And then she's also one of our star basket weavers. So every time I go to Kenya, I'm buying so many baskets
directly from her, and that provides valuable revenue that she would not be able to get anywhere else.
Right. You told us where to go, but when it comes to the sale of these baskets, like what's the percentage that gets to the women in Kenya?
So we pay a flat rate per basket, which is based on the, how much it costs to live there. So I'm a businesswoman. I have margins. The margins go to the nonprofit. The margins are essential, right? So we pay what the women ask for when we pay them directly. And then everything that's left over, because I obviously charge you more, as I should be, right? That goes back to the non-profit. But the baskets are priced by size, and it's just based on really how much time it takes the women to weave them and the intricacy of the weave. So we pay them what they ask, and we're happy to do so.
I absolutely love this because you can find baskets at big markets that look like this, but knowing now that there is a local nonprofit that provides these, and then there's that benefit of the micro loan
On the other side.
on the other side makes this far more enticing to find these and shop for them.
Absolutely. It's also, this is ethical shopping, right? So you can trust that when you shop with us, that these are not made by tiny hands in sweatshops, that there aren't, women being rounded up and put in a house to make as many as they can at the cheapest price. The women make the baskets on their own time, and they will come together in groups and sit under trees and sit under verandas, and they will weave together, which really helps with the camaraderie and the support that they need. So all of our goods are ethically sourced and really support women, communities, and artisans, and also the microlending.
Okay, so aside from the brick and mortars that you mentioned, you did mention the website. So give us the website so that way our folks can shop online.
It's zawadisha.org, zawadisha.org, and that's where you can find us. I should have had a URL that said like Reno Basket Lady, and then you all would be able to find me a little bit better. Maybe I'll work on that. But for now, you can just find Zawadisha, and you will find all of this and more, including all of the trips that we run every summer. So I bring people to Kenya, and it is like one of my greatest joys to show them my most favorite place on this planet. So that's another way that people can get involved too.
Well, you're doing great work.
Thank you
so much, Jen.
It's my pleasure.
Way to be a warrior.
Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to be joined by my friend Laura Maselli. She is the honorary chapter regent and current chaplain of the Sierra Nevada chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you so much for joining us, Laura.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here. Full disclosure, I'm a member. Laura helped me become a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And explain to folks at home what the scope of the Daughters of the American Revolution is.
So the Daughters of the American Revolution, their mission statement is to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism. And its membership in the organization is based upon your ability to prove that you descend from a patriot from the American Revolution. And they consider patriots anyone who actually served, took up arms, or did civil service or patriotic service during that time.
It's so cool when you go through the application process, because it's a very robust application process to verify your lineage and to prove that you are a descendant of a patriot. You helped me with that just because it is a very robust process.
Yes.
So kind of explain to somebody who might be interested, whose family lore or oral history is, oh, well, your so-and-so grandfather helped. Well, oh yeah?
We have
You
to prove that.
it.
And we have a chapter registrar, Jessica Morales, who does an excellent job at helping prospective members do just that. If anyone is interested in joining, all they have to do is contact our registrar. She will tell them what documents we need. She will ask if they have a family tree. She prefers to work with family trees in Ancestry. And she will go back and search for ancestors that the prospective member might be eligible to join under.
Right. And as with my case, just so everybody knows at home, my uncle became a member of the Sons of the American Revolution, and I was able to use his paperwork, but the daughter's vetting process is far superior to the Sons, if I could say that.
Yes, you may.
It still needs double verification, if you will. So just letting you know, if you've got somebody who's in the Sons and you just hand that to them like I did, I'm like, here you go. There's still more work that needs to be done. Now, having said that, you are here because the Sierra Nevada chapter has such great programs amongst our community. So go into some of the programs.
Okay, so the Sierra Nevada chapter, well, all DAR chapters, we have probably over 30 committees. So if you have an interest in a specific area, there's probably a committee that covers it. Me specifically, my concentration is with the Scholarship Committee, promoting scholarships for our chapter, for the state and national. Another committee that I am the chair of is the Literacy Promotion Committee, where we promote literacy throughout our community, and we do a lot of work in conjunction with Spread the Word Nevada. We will do annual book drives for them to collect books. And then I also, in literacy promotion, work with Operation Paperback, where we give new or gently used paperback books to troops overseas, as well as military installations here in the U.S.
It's such great work that the chapter does. So I'm very proud to say that I am a member of the chapter. But now let's get to why you're here.
Sure.
Because right now is the season, if you will, to start applying for scholarships through the DAR.
Yes.
And we can talk about the 3 levels of scholarships because the Sierra Nevada chapter, which is why you're here, has a local scholarship. Then there's state scholarships and national scholarships. Yes. Let's start with the national first.
Okay.
The national scholarship program is very robust.
Yes, they have a variety, over 24 different scholarship opportunities for students. Many of them are dealing with specific majors. So if you know what you plan to major in, go to the website and see. There may be a scholarship there for you. And they range in awards from $1,000 up to $25,000. So there are a wide variety of scholarships available at the national level. And that portal opened on November 1st. So they can go to the website and start applying. I believe the deadline is January 31st.
Okay, so that's for the national. The state has a scholarship opportunity.
Yes, that is $500, and they award that to 4 students in Nevada. And that scholarship is now open for applications to be accepted also.
And then the reason you are here, the Washoe County, so students in the Washoe County School District can apply for a Sierra Nevada DAR scholarship. And the season is now open, it's open enrollment, sorry. Enrollment now, applications are now.
Yes, the application can be accessed from our chapter website. We are going to be providing 5 $2,000 scholarships to high school seniors who are graduating from a Washoe County School District high school.
That's fantastic. I mean, $2,000. And to see that this local chapter is doing that for 5 students this year, so excited to hear that. And where do people go to learn more about the local scholarship?
Okay, so our chapter website, sierranevadadar.com/scholarship, will take them directly to the page that has the links for our chapter scholarships, the state scholarship, as well as national scholarships.
And for the local scholarship, that deadline is February 17th.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Laura, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Very excited to be joined by Barbara Williams this afternoon, the co-founder of Tiny Toes Foundation. Barbara, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you very much for having Tiny Toes on.
I am so excited to have you here and have people learn about this fairly new organization. First and foremost, tell people about the foundation. What do you do?
Well, we started in 2022, began program services in October of 2022, but we help families financially when a child is diagnosed with a complex medical condition, pediatric medical emergencies, not the things you would normally expect as a parent, not your appendicitis, not your RSV, your strep throat, but these are things that just blindside families, come out of left field, things that are so rare, and I can't even begin to tell you some of the diagnoses.
Well, you were telling me that you were a nurse, so your career, you've seen a bunch of stuff. And some of these patients that you guys are helping their families, you've never even
heard of, I've never seen. But these are the things that really throw the family off trajectory. And like a lot of these kids are transferred out of the area above and beyond Renown, our wonderful children's hospital here. But a lot of these kiddos need even further specialty hospitals and are sent to Salt Lake, Las Vegas, the Bay Area, and face months, if not a year, in the hospital. And so we step in and try and help with emergent financial assistance. We help pay mortgage, rent, lights. Let's keep the roof over their head, keep their lights on. We don't provide money directly to families. They send us their invoices, and we help them pay their bills directly for them.
And that's a great model too, because you know exactly where that funding is going.
Correct.
And it is going directly towards keeping a roof over their heads, the lights on. Since October of 2022, when you fully received your 501c3 status, how many families have you helped?
As of yesterday, we just helped our 99th family, and we have 8 more families in the queue. They've been referred, they're eligible. We've contacted them. They know about our program, and we're just waiting for them to get their invoices to us for payment.
And what I love about this too is with this model, you've got such an in with the medical community that you are getting the referrals. So these families aren't even actively seeking you out.
Right.
You're just picking up the phone and saying, hey, we're here for you.
Correct. What's really unique, and it does set us apart, is we network with the children's hospitals, obviously here in Reno, Renown, but also the children's hospitals in Salt Lake City, Oakland, UC Davis, Stanford, Las Vegas. And we actively network with their case managers and their social workers. So when they get a child and they see, oh, you're from Northern Nevada, we have a foundation that could help you. And they fill out the referral, they send it right over to us. And sometimes we're contacting the family when they've only been into this crisis for a couple of days, and we explain who we are and then give them the opportunity. We have no other application process. The only thing we require is the attestation by the healthcare worker, a simple one-page form. If the child is 18 or under, has a medically complex diagnosis, was going to require extensive hospitalization, and is from the Northern Nevada or surrounding Northeastern California rural communities. And that's our only criteria. These families are under so much stress, they don't need to fill out a long application. We don't base anything on socioeconomic status. We don't base anything on citizenship, religion, nationalities. It's just that one-page criteria form with those 4 criteria. And then we can step in and help. So,
as a parent, I can't imagine what these parents feel as soon as they get this diagnosis. And then, like you said, imagine your child gets a diagnosis and then you're flown, it could be overnight, to another location, another hospital. And oh, by the way, you're going to be living here for 8 to 10 to 12 or months beyond.
Exactly. And parents lose their ability to work. They have other children that they can't be there to care for. I mean, it just evolves. And, parents have your network of friends and family, but that support is limited. State and federal aid is limited. It's really long application processes and very low income thresholds. There are other nonprofits out there that help, but some of them are limited. Some are disease specific, like the Cancer Foundation, and we work very closely with the Children Cancers Foundation. The Heart Foundation is heart only. There's other foundations that help with medical expenses that aren't covered, but not with living expenses. And then there's some that require more extensive application and are somewhat based, not entirely, but a little bit based on income, citizenship, and other factors.
So you have the opportunity for community members to do monthly donations to help you out, or if they want to do a one-time donation. Either way, if somebody just wants to help Tiny Toes Foundation, where do they go?
They go to our website, which is tinytoesfoundation.org. Pretty easy, tinytoesfoundation.org. Click the Donate Now page, and we appreciate every dollar. $10, dollar per toe is a wonderful thing, and we can all afford $10 a month. And these families, like I said, they are in crisis, and we've already helped all these families, like I said, with the 99 plus 8 pending. But right now, it's the families that are going to come to us next year, and they don't even know. And that's what almost breaks my heart is, it's the parents that are expecting a baby. It's the parents with a toddler, a school-age child, a teenage child. That's 35 plus families next year are going to have their lives disrupted when they're told there's something wrong, and it's not good. It's not just the babies we take care of. It's 10-month-old, 3-year-old, 9-year-olds, 15-year-olds that were healthy, and now they're not. And these are really serious illnesses. The statistics are staggering.
Barbara, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada.
Thank you very much.
You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to have a familiar face joining us in the studio this afternoon, Dr. Maria Christina Sheehan, of course, the former president of TMCC, but now the founder of Sheehan Health and Wellness. And the reason we're talking to you today, I'm so excited, the author of this book, You Are Not Too Old and It's Not Too Late, The Revolutionary Guide to Reclaiming Your Strength After 50. Now, I'm only 48, and I already love this book, Dr. Sheehan. This is great. And if you have book clubs at home, be sure to pick up this book. It is so inspiring. First of all, tell us what the book is about.
So the book is about a journey. My journey is infused in the book, of course, but it's for everyone to take that first step that they need to take. And so often we're active in our 30s, maybe our 40s, and then we sort of drift off, and then the health kind of declines. We want to get back on track, and this is a way to do it. And it's a very easy read, as you know. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of, I call it the Cliff Notes of health and wellness books, because it's just what you need to know.
And what I love, too, is you address the way that we talk to ourselves that, oh, I'm getting old. Oh, my body aches. So I'm just too old to work out. Well, you're living proof that's not the case. Tell us about that journey.
Well, I think, let me just go to the thought issue. We have about 60,000 thoughts that go through our minds every single day. And the majority of them, 95% of them, are repetitive thoughts. 80% of them are negative. We're telling ourselves what you just said. I'm too old, can't do it. Okay, so at 69, I decided, that's going to be me. I didn't want it to be me. And I just stumbled into a place to start. And what I've done is increase my strength over the period of 10 years. So now I'm strong enough to start gymnastics at 79. So
I can't believe, and I love the fact that you're owning that you're 79. Like, I look at you and I would never guess that in a million years. And you say in chapter 1, it's just taking one step. It's just taking a baby step and getting that, get off the couch mentality. And then the next day it's maybe to the mailbox, and then from there maybe it's down the block, that kind of mentality, right?
Absolutely. And of course, we all have these, right? We have these.
My kids play with them. They think they're toys.
Yeah, they're under the bed. They're in the closet. They're in the garage. But we all have these, and we could be using them. Even if you're sitting down, you could start with your curls, okay? Even if you're sitting down. So I was working with a facility where my oldest person who was at my presentation was 100, okay? She did all the exercises from her wheelchair and with light weight. So we have to start with many micro movements and just minutes a day. And because we make it such a huge mountain to climb, we don't do it. We don't start.
Now, you're using fitness as the overarching theme, but really, this is just the discussion that we need to have, whether it's getting off your tush and walking and working out or doing a curl, or if it's sitting down in front of a typewriter or a computer and putting your fingers to work and writing, or whatever you have that's that hang up at home, right?
Absolutely. The more movement, the better. They're even saying that there's a benefit from micro movement. So when you're sitting at your desk and you're fiddling, there's a benefit of even those micro movements, just little tiny steps as we're talking about, and then moving up from there. Because you have to challenge yourself. If it's just too easy and you don't feel any resistance, you're not going to make progress.
You started this journey at 69, you're 79 now, and you're living proof that you can get healthier, no matter the age or the calendar date, right? But by starting at 69, by doing this at 79, you're actually extending your life.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And I talk a lot about muscle, and muscle is the organ of longevity right now. We know that the more skeletal muscle that we develop, the longer we're going to live, and the better our quality of life during that extended amount of time that we live.
Well, you are an inspiration. The book is for reclaiming your strength after 50, but I gotta say, again, I'm 48 and I am jazzed and ready to take that next step. For anybody at home who's interested in reading the first chapter of your book, buying your book, or learning more, where do they go? What website?
So the website is drmariachristina.com, and there you'll find everything.
Okay, and do you have a phone number that people can call as well?
775-745-0701. And I welcome all inquiries. I love to help people on their journeys.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada. Or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. That's it for this edition of 2+U Nevada. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.